Hey guys, this is gonna be a art lab video of painting that I started based on this sketch, which was actually a rendition of the original sketch that I drew on a piece of lined school paper, and I'll get to that in a moment because this art piece was inspired by my first girlfriend, and it's a long story, but it's an interesting one. I started this acrylic piece with that sketch in mind. It's actually a lot more morbid, I guess, than what I actually ended up with. That's up for interpretation, I suppose, but yeah, I did want to make this a little bit more friendly looking and easier to understand what's going on exactly. Oh, okay, my cat is running around. It's okay. Anyways, before we were so rudely interrupted, I went in with acrylics and some acrylic medium to give this painting a lot of texture and volume. So, the background behind this painting is based on a sketch that I started in high school. Oh no, grade school, I'm sorry. And that had to do around the feelings of acceptance and love that I got from my first girlfriend. And it was one of the really key relationships that I had, where I was just really happy with the boundaries that we set and the respect that we both received. And we could talk for hours with each other about anything and not be judged or, I don't know, even criticized, really. It was just like an open space to talk to each other. It was always really nice when we were around. And that's kind of how people knew us as. We were just friends. They kind of always knew we were hanging around or up to some shenanigans together. So when we started dating, it was kind of like a little known fact. Being in grade school at that time just wasn't something you saw all that often. Two little girls are just holding hands because maybe one of them's scared or something. But yeah, that relationship that I had with my first girlfriend was in the 4th or 5th grade, maybe both, around that time. And it was really helpful for me to understand where I stood with the same sex and things like that. I definitely cemented that I was very fucking queer for a little girl. Over the past year, I was just like strongly reminded about that and just how wonderful love can be and how much of a open space a relationship can be, like a liberating space, but also a very committed thing. Kind of through thick and thin, no matter what kind of criticism we faced as a couple, me and her stayed together for about a year and a half, I think. And then around the next year or so, she kind of actually outgrew me in a way that she was more focused on becoming popular, and I wasn't, so she kind of went her own way, which is fine. I wasn't too upset about it. I just kind of missed that really awesome connection that we had, obviously. But we ended up on good terms and everything. Still talk to each other in passing since that. So it's just a really nice, like, childhood, pure memory to have, and that's kind of what inspired this painting. Also, just coming out of, like, a really toxic relationship in 2020, I was just so overwhelmingly reminded of how beautiful relationships can be and how deserving two people can express themselves and be able to receive love as well as give it, with no strings attached, really, or no kind of, like, coercing or like death. It doesn't have to be like a whole game of, you know, who's the more perfect citizen and what do you mean to society. It's just a relationship with two people, and you should feel comfortable with that person. It took me a lot of time to figure out what I wanted to do here with those two blue waves in the back, and that's kind of why I branched off and started doing something else, because I was getting a little confused about what I should do. I definitely wanted it to resemble like a planchette and like a heart planchette, so I eventually figured out I'll just continue on with what my original idea of these like blue drops or energy waves. Thankfully, I'm no longer in that really toxic relationship. And looking back, when I was editing this video, I actually finished this painting before I ended things. So I thought it was something I did after, but no, it was before. So I was already feeling some type of way, you know. Yeah, I'm no longer in that relationship, thankfully. And if you guys are interested, I can do a whole video. I can do a whole lot of videos about that. I mean, why not monetize that trauma? Honestly, get something else out of it. Other than, I guess, what you learn. You live and you'll learn, I guess. But might as well give it a shot. Let me know if that's something you guys are interested in. And trust me, I will do it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to creating and uploading to this channel a lot more. Hopefully more chatty art videos and possibly some live streams. So you guys can join in on the fun too here on YouTube. So this was the finished look of the entire 10 by 10 piece. And I'm really happy with it. It really looks good in black light and regular lighting. I also made it to glow in the dark. Well, thanks for watching, and see you in my next one. Peace out.